traders and investors alike for Green Friday. I hope the investors are well hedged to protect their positions. I'd like to take a few minutes since we're going into a little turmoil here in the market with the bad CPI data that come out. We're coming into an OPEC week, which is, if you don't know what OPEC week is, that means options expiration week. We also have the Fed meeting on Wednesday and JPAL's conference at Fed meeting 2, JPAL's conference at 2:30, and that can, sometimes, and actually it does most of the time, move the market more than the actual Fed numbers coming out. So that's a whole lot of opportunity right there, just a big bag of opportunity in this week. And normally, OPEC week, normally we're starting off bearish, choppy on Mondays into the bearish zone. And towards the end of the week, we turn more bullish. This just happens to not be the normal week for OPEC and options expiration with Jay Powell's conference and the Fed meeting itself. And I think everybody's expecting the Fed meeting to do a 0.50 basics hike. Did hear, one of the Fed members state that, would probably be 7.5 in September. Either way, that's September right now. The worry is what they're going to do Wednesday. Everybody's expecting 0.50, so that's based in. But what is important is how are they going to treat the book? What is the number of bonds they're going to sell? So, and that affects the bond market. For this video, I would like to take a minute and go over our bearish list. This is a list of mostly bearish ETFs. I do have one bullish on here, and I'll explain why. But mostly bearish ETFs that you can play bullish. So, these are, short ETFs. So basically, when the market is pulling back, these ETFs are pushing up. You can trade them with a bullish mindset in a bearish market. If you're not comfortable playing calls or, playing puts, and you've just been trading calls and you don't want to start trading puts yet, then this is an opportunity to make money. If you're not trading options at all and you're just a trader who's always going long and you still want to participate in this market, then this is an opportunity to make money. Some of these are more liquid than others when it comes to options. A few of them I personally would not recommend trading options on. Make sure you check your liquidity. A lot of the liquidity is left in market. Since I've traded any of them, I have looked at one today, this morning. I added it to the list. I've seen it on our flow charts, so it was a pretty hot name Friday, considering open interest looks good on it. So let's get into them. This is DRIP. DRIP is a short ETF for oil and gas. Um, it's not very liquid for options. I will say that. But if oil is pulling back, you can actually play this and make money. So if oil is coming down, this will push up. And as you can see, it's still pretty bearish down here. But we need to be watching crude very, very, very closely right now to see, because we have some energy names pulling back. Crude holding in. The last video we looked at a couple of charts there. We do have some bullish volume coming in on this chart, on this asset, so that's good. MACD looks like it possibly wants to cross. FNGD, so we are back above support here. This is one of the ones I personally like to trade. Look at the bullish volume that come into this, the volume that come into this Friday. MACD is trying to cross. Histogram shrinking, showing that the bearish momentum's leaving, possibly heading for a cross to the bullish side. Your 20 is your next level of resistance. Then I would watch this area right here heading up. Then if we were able to take, the 20 out, we were able to take this level, start looking into this area, your high of the day there, or not your high of the day, your multi-week high. Gush. This is the other side of drip. So if, oil, there's a lot of oil on them, if the oil prices are rising, oil's gushing. Just, oil gush drip, just the way they name them. Thought was pretty cool. Anyway, this is flagging into the 9 here. Drip's not super liquid. I got Gush on here, even though you play it bullish. You can also play puts on this. The liquidity in the puts is actually better to trade than trying to trade Drip. But this is a nice looking chart flagging into the 9 here. Now, MACD is, the histogram in the MACD is cooling off. So this could be trying to pull back, but you can look at the market still showing, even on these last 3 days, we're still showing relative strength in comparison to the market, in comparison to the S&P 500. LABD, LABD, this is another one I personally traded. Down here, you got a shakeout candle on the way up. So Wednesday, we had a shakeout candle. Thursday's candle, Friday's candle, back above all the major moving averages. MACD's trying to cross. The volume wasn't super high on this one, though. Like some of the others have a lot more volume. But the next stop would be the 60-60-ish area. If we can take that out, look for possible new 52-week highs. I would watch the top of this candle right here because we see that there was rejection here, there was rejection here. So I would watch this level here if we continue to push up through there. And of course, look at your intraday charts. Look inside and see what's underneath the hood. SPXU members love this. They trade this a lot. We have several members who trade this every day. Um, Once again, you got this little cup action here. Bounce off the 50 back above all your major moving averages. Decent volume, not crazy, but had decent volume coming into it. Just about average, really. You can tell with this push up like this, it had some pre-market activity to gap this candle up like this. So, what's Monday morning, tomorrow morning going to bring? Watch this area right here for a level of resistance. PSQ, once again, back above all your major moving averages. You're seeing momentum showing relative strength. Look at your RSI plus the price comparison, comparing the S&P 500, which is the ultimate asset. So this has been outperforming the S&P 500. That's letting us know it's got relative strength, volume, momentum, relative strength, back above our major moving averages. The next area to watch for would be your 50 or possibly 52-week high, multi-week high. SDS, another one, nice volume on Friday. Your uh, MACD is trying to cross, so that's positive. Your histogram is shrunk down to nothing here, getting ready to switch to the bullish side and start growing. Volume, relative strength, and momentum, back above all our major moving averages. Next stop is, same resistance we've been pointing out on the rest of them. Nice cup, just like a few of the other ones. Nice bounce off the 50. You see a lot of the same setup. So if one of these move, most likely all of these are going to move. SOXS, this is another one that I have personally traded. Good volume on Friday. This, as you can tell, this gets pretty decent, pretty steady volume. A little more than the average, but not enough to really brag about. So we're not really seeing what you would call expanding volume. But we did gap above all our major moving averages. Once again, we had pre-market activity for us to push up in a gap like that. You have a relative strength. Look at your S&P 500 steady rolling over, this pushing up. Even gapped up right above your 50 and your 200 coming down. Very nice setup. I would watch the area in this candle here. Then, of course, watch this area. MACD's crossing. Your histogram's already started growing on the bullish side. You can see, I see a bullish. So we have a bullish divergence right here into the RSI as well. So let's keep an eye on XOXS. I always want to say L because that's the long side of this. We've been constantly hollering that. But this is for the semis, and right now we're bearish on the semis right now. So this is a nice asset to trade. Definitely keep an eye on this one. Get this up on the chart list tomorrow. SPXS, this is another decent asset to trade, decent volume. Come into it Friday. I'm not sure how it would work out with above average. This has been moving on heavy volume the whole way up here. We had this pullback. Basically, this pullback just come from the market's little oversold rally. It just had a little bear market rally that was supposed to be bigger. People were screaming, "This is the bottom." Um, we weren't. We were ready to do exactly what we're getting ready to do: go in tactically and make some money on the pullback on it. So once again, back above all our major moving averages. Another gap up. That's telling us there was pre-market activity. We need to be watching these in pre-market tomorrow. Decent volume. MACD's crossing. The histogram has not started growing to the bullish side yet. But I would suspect tomorrow we will start to see that histogram active on the bullish side of that zero line. Uh, Price comparison, relative strength, just an all-around strong chart. Remember, guys, these are not. I've said this once. These are not. These are not assets you want to buy and hold. They rebalance themselves every night. These are day trading tools. I have personally held them overnight a few times and done all right. Not done all right other times, but I have done all right. So you can hold them for a few days max. These are not get in and ride the bottom. These are move. These are, tactical plays, move in and out. Get in on and beginning of the day, make you money. Get out, take another entry. They're just not made to really buy and hold. And I'm sure you could make money, on certain ones doing that, but they're just not designed for that. And they do rebalance themselves overnight, every night. So once again, you got your after or pre-market, pre-market activity here to cause the gap up back above all your major moving averages. Your MACD showing momentum, RSI is turned up, looking good. Uh, have not started to grow on the bullish side of the zero line of the histogram. But tomorrow I would expect to see that. Just another nice asset to trade ever since the split, which hasn't been that long ago. This has become a lot more liquid. This is a nice asset. So obviously SQQQ. This shorts the Qs, which is tech. And, we are bearish on tech names right now. Now, this is the one right here. This come up on our flow charts. This actually come up on the bullish list or the bullish side of the flow charts. So it was seeing quite a bit of activity. And I like this little pattern it's putting in, trying to put in. Just draw it out. So we're putting in a nice little base here. So, which is kind of like a shallow cup. And if you didn't know this, a cup is a base. Just a little shallow cup here. One thing I would rather have seen is, this be at the highs and not have this candle here. So you definitely have to be aware that this candle's here, right? And draw a line across there because that could be a level of resistance. Most likely, if the market pulls back, they start selling the bonds because there's a big fear this is actually short on the 20-year. So, we watch TLT, the 20-year. This is TBT. This is going short against that. So, we've been calling for buying puts on the TLT. You could have been playing this if you didn't want to trade puts, or you're not an options fan. Maybe you're not ready for options yet, and that's perfectly fine. You still want to make money. That's perfectly fine. This is one to watch. If they sell bonds tomorrow, especially coming into this meeting, that's another reason why we put this up here, because coming into this meeting, they may, fear that they're going to increase the bond sales and start selling bonds even harder. Be careful because the TLT could see a bounce where it's at, just a little oversold rally. We've pulled down to just about the bottom of that flag. So I still suspect some more selling of bonds. This is TECS. This is another one that's going short on the tech side. I like SQQQ better. I don't think I've ever traded this one, and I don't know how the liquidity is in the options market. Definitely watch these areas right here. Look at this as a zone, because you've seen struggles all in this area. So look at that as a zone. Same thing, decent volume, decent MACD, had pre-market activity, gapped it up like that, showing relative strength, momentum, volume, relative strength, back above all your major moving averages. It's very, very tradable, very bullish setup. Some of the major things we look for is relative strength, momentum, volume, and to be above our major moving averages. This is what we have with these setups. TZA, this is a asset that actually goes against the IWM. The IWM's pulling back, then this is pushing up. And the IWM's been struggling. It actually led that rally to the upside, and now is giving it back. But it's not been putting in, it's not so close to putting in a new low like the SPY and the Q has, because it did lead us up in that rally. But now it's pulling us back. It has more room to give back some of the moves that, so you had the SPY been pulling back closer to putting in a new low. The IWM is not, so it could make some huge moves here to the downside to try to catch up with the market. Possibly, we're not saying it is, but possibly. But we have everything we're looking for right on this chart as well. These charts are very bullish, very nice setups here. I hope some of you guys are able to make some money on them tomorrow. And VXX, something's going on with this one. I should have pulled it off. I can't remember the details, but it was getting very difficult to trade, and there was some drama around it, so I don't really want to talk about it. UVXY, stay with UVXY. All right, we're back to drip. I hope everybody's having a good, relaxing weekend. Just a rainy, nasty day here on the East Coast. I hope everybody's having a good, relaxing weekend, and spending some time with their family, getting some family time in, and a break from the stock market. I hope to see everybody in the trading room. If you like what we're doing here, if this is helping you in any way, please subscribe and hit the like button.